Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again, and this time we're going to look at game number 17 in our 20 from 1984 series, and this game was created by Atari in 1984, and it is a continuation of the Star Wars games. This one is in full color, and it's kind of a 3/4 perspective, and this is Return of the Jedi. And I saw this at all the arcades, but I didn't think it was that great. Definitely not nearly as good as Star Wars in 1983, the color vector game, and I guess this came in a color, or a cockpit cabinet as well. I had never seen that one, but this has a flight yoke, and you can twist it left and right, and I guess you can always, or you can also tilt it forward and backward to move forward and backwards on the screen, and the screen is always scrolling. One thing you'll definitely want to not do is stay in front of an enemy for very long, because they will start to fire at you. So stay out of their way, keep moving, and keep shooting. You can actually shoot straight in front of you. Most of the time you will. On one particular sequence you can shoot to the left and right of yourself, and this is of course based on a number of sequences from the movie Return of the Jedi. There are two sets of high score lists. The top 10 scores are the all-time Jedi Knights, and then the next 10 below that are Rebel Forces. And you can start on an easier level or a harder level, and if you start on the harder level you can pick up a nice big bonus. Now note that in the Forest of Endor sequence on the speed scooter, the Ewoks will help you. If you're not careful, they can actually hinder you too. We're going to do the easy stage. But yeah, there's like...
Security deflector shield will be deactivated when we have confirmation of your code transmission.
Leave them to me. I will deal with them myself.
decent
Go for
voice
help.
samples.
I see them. Wait for me.
And then we're going to start here. You are Princess Leia here on a speed scooter trying to avoid the enemies. And like I said, don't let them get a bead on you. Don't let them shoot at you. Stay out of their way. You can also you can also bump them into the trees. And there, I led them into the Ewok traps, where they were either tripped or
we are now a part of the kite.
crushed by moving logs.
Here goes
And
nothing.
now we're in the Millennium Falcon with Lando Calrissian and Han Solo, I believe.
Now lock up to the strongest power source. It should be the power generator.
And you try to reach the Death Star reactor at the end, and in the meantime you have to avoid these enemy ships and these walls that are in your way. You can also slam into the far left
Go
or
for the
far
power
right
regulator
and
on the north
die.
tower.
And you have to shoot that reactor. Well, you absolutely don't have to, but you need to have an extra life in reserve if you don't, because you will die. But now we have an explosion flame behind me. You can accidentally back up into it or slam into a wall and die. You will advance to the next stage, but you will not get a 10,000 point bonus for destroying the Death Star. And just moving, notice that you'll get some points. And there goes the Death Star, kablooey. I get 10,000 points.
Go for help. I
Now,
see them. Wait for me.
From now on, you will get an additional couple of scenarios, and we'll look at that in a minute, but we start out on the Forest of Endor again. Yeah, be careful not to slam into trees. When you're near the end, there's 3 sets, and you could fly through hollow logs for a nice 5,000 point bonus. Do so if you can. Eventually you'll come to the same group of trees 3 times. Hug the far right when that happens. You can hug the far left or right. And here it is, those 3 same sets. And then you'll be at the
we
end.
are now a part of the kite.
I love that they have C-3PO's voice in this, and Chewbacca's growls. And yeah, this is the AT Walker scenario. Keep shooting. You can. Here is where you can shoot left or right, as well as straight in front of you. I would recommend you hug the right wall, because you won't die by running into it.
We will be here any
Whoops! Don't run into the logs or the rocks that fly.
moment. Hurry! We will be here any moment.
And now we have a three-ship
Don't let me down.
shooting scenario at brief times, and then you go back to this scenario. But yeah, you can shoot left and right here if you want instead of straight ahead, but I would hug the right and shoot straight ahead, dodge left just a teeny bit once in a while to be able to shoot one of the logs. And then we go back to this three-ship scenario. Eventually the two other ships will go away, and it'll just be the Millennium Falcon. There'll be other AT walkers too that you'll need to shoot. You don't have to, but they're a nice 2,000 apiece. And here's the end.
You rebel scum.
You rebel scum. I like the voices in this game, but other than that, I don't think it's very well done. It's glitchy too. I don't know how I died. What happened? That guy was not very well emulated, that voice. And now we go to them Death Star again. Yeah, you can slam the enemies into walls and kill them, or they can run into them themselves. Later on in the game, there will be doors that you can pass through and have the enemies get slammed into the doors. Oops, that's my game. I just barely missed avoiding that wall. And now we'll put in my initials. And I'm #1 all-time Jedi Knight. Certainly the best score that I can remember having on this game. I saw this at all the arcades. I like that they have the Jedi Celebration music in this game. But this was at all the arcades. I just did not think this was that great a game. I like the voice samples. We will look at, I think I mentioned earlier that in the Death Star sequence, you do not have to destroy the reactor, and you can get caught in the explosion or lose a life, but you will not get the bonus, and you'll need an extra life. You will automatically go to the next stage if all that stuff happens. But yeah, here's
Power regulator on the North Tower.
here's me not destroying the reactor. I will crash eventually, and I ran out of lives there. But here, I think I'm showing off the doors. Yeah, that you'll see. I think the third time around, you'll see those. You will also see
Power source. It should be the power generator.
on the Forest of Endor sequence, you'll eventually see the Ewoks drop rocks from above to try to help you. If you are not the first through the trap, then the trap will close. If there's an enemy that goes through the trap first, then the trap will close after them and kill you. And here I think I get caught in the flame of the explosion or something. Or maybe I crashed. Yeah, at parts, later on after the initial gameplay, I put on invincibility. And here's the Ewoks dropping the rocks. I always hated the Ewoks. I thought they were stupid. But other than them, I really like the Return of the Jedi movie. I like that they have the Ewok dialogue as voice samples, though.
Wonderful. We are now
a part of the tribe. And there's Chewbacca again. Chewie. Well, that's Return of the Jedi, created by Atari in 1984. Game number 17 in our 20 from 1984 series. Well, I hope you join me soon for game number 16. Y'all have a good one, everybody. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.